Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Turn Order to the Seventh Eon, episode number 13. We weren't talking about dicks at all. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
It was actually anuses we're talking about.
Anuses? Anusi?
We are very, very mature. And professional. And not inappropriate at all.
Always.
Never.
How's everybody doing? Hi. Hello.
I'm doing
great. Doing fantastic.
Everybody doing super?
It's snowing outside.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I hate
I'm just waiting
You
on
getting
my early
flashbacks, Mac?
update.
You getting
it.
flashbacks?
No, I'm trying to.
Those Boston
Trying to
flashbacks?
just-
Snow everywhere!
Yeah, Boston was really bad. Like it snowed and it was like, I don't know, 2 meters high, like for like
Yep.
months. I was like,
Yep.
no.
You drive to work in like tunnels. You can't see around corners. You just like you pull up to the fucking intersection and you're like, I don't know, I guess I can make the turn. Okay, here we go. Ah! You know.
So basically a BMW driver.
Sure. Why not?
But what I hate most is like people are always like, oh, it's so nice having snow. I'm like, I don't think you understand what inconvenience the snow bring. People can't drive. Traffic is always delayed. It's just gross. Your shit gets wet. Your shoes get fucked because of the salt. It's like bad. Just bad.
Yep. Rip sneakers. Rip.
Just don't go outside.
Yeah, it would be nice.
It's an
I mean,
easy
I'd take snow. I love snow.
again because you stay inside. It looks pretty from there.
Yeah, I get to look outside and see it's
like-
pretty and see all the cars like
it's like
crawling
magic.
down the street.
It's like magic. And then like a block down the street, there's like a car on fire.
Car crash.
People are
Yeah.
running for their lives. Oh my god!
That's what it's like even when it's not snowing. Well, it's like a war zone around
Fair
here.
point. Fair point. How's everybody doing?
good.
Pretty
I'm going on a
good.
cruise.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Are you
I'm gonna cry in a
excited? Did you
corner.
pick out your outfits?
No, I'm gonna bring like the smallest suitcase carry on, and I'm like, I'll just put my bikini and some underwear, and then that's about it, and then we're done.
Who needs underwear on a cruise? Come on.
You've been
And
on
do
a
you
cruise
know-
before,
So
Matt?
yesterday, no, I haven't. So yesterday, by the way,
That face
We-
from Peachy.
yesterday we went to the Christmas market, 2 Christmas markets in Germany. It was really nice. But I also sat on my friend's bike, and now I have like a bruise that's literally this big on my legs. It looks
Uh-oh.
great.
I was headbutted by
Just
my
because you
friend.
sat on a bike.
You
Well,
were
I jumped on the
headbutted?
back. The back was not really suited for people sitting on the back, and it's like, yeah.
Charlie, I have a really important question to ask.
Yeah.
Did it make a cool sound?
I was a little bit drunk, so it didn't hurt at the time.
What
But
did
he
you
just
do?
no, we were standing in line to get our stuff, like for the wardrobe, and he just like pulled his head back like that right here. It
Oh.
hurts, but I'm alive. It didn't hurt because I was drunk, so that's cool.
It could have been much worse.
Yeah.
Headbutts are dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, if it would have been on my mouth, it probably would have fucked up something.
Oh yeah.
I've seen people
Yeah.
just teeth cracked in half, just nose breaks. Like you're lucky you didn't even split your eyebrows. Some
Yeah.
people's eyebrows split super easy.
I mean, that would have looked kind of cool.
That's
and it didn't hurt.
That's a Scottish hello. So
Yeah, we call it the Glasgow kiss. It's true. So you call a headbutt a Glasgow kiss.
I didn't even know that. That was just a guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like your people would fucking revel in headbutts.
Your
Yeah.
people.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. Yeah.
So are you guys ready to do some D&D today?
Yeah.
I was actually
Mostly.
doing D&D last night and this morning.
Get my notebook ready.
Oh, I've got a new notebook. Oh, yes.
Oh, that new paper smell.
Oh my god, fresh notebook.
Fresh notebook. You're not a pen.
Oh, something else? Gargus, did you find something else?
Yeah. There's lots of other things here. I have a little
The size
collection
of that
just
ring.
things.
Wow.
I like a good ring. Is it a flexible? Is it flexible though?
It's got fucking tabs.
I can't
Oh.
tell. It's on the surface of the sun.
Yeah.
I know it's so blown out.
Peachy's rings are blown out. Who would have known?
I will name you Prolapse.
I think I'm ready to see some. I'm ready to do some
Prolapses.
yeah.
No one's ready for that.
I that's how I prep for the show. I've already done that. We're good. We're ready. We're ready. That's how you get in the right mindset as a DM.
Yeah. Just okay. Click. Just stare.
But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go around the room. Let's do some introductions. Mac, you want to start us off?
Hi, I'm Mac. I'm a variety streamer, and I'm playing Ignia, a morph. Totally not overpowered brontosaurus. No, it's not. I'm obviously can't be able to turn into brontosaurus every time, and I wouldn't even want to, because that would be boring. But hey, good shit. Hi guys, have a good show. Bye.
And you just leave. I mean, that would have been.
I'm
been
out.
best.
You unplug your mic and just drop it in front of the camera. Peachy.
Oh shit! What up? It's your boy Peachy. How you doing? You good? You well? Have you been taking our fluids today? Just make sure that you're always no. I play Drabdub. He is great and can't really fail charisma things unless he rolls a 1. So there is a chance. About 50-50, actually, now I think about it. Shit. We're not gonna die this episode because somebody lost a goddamn mask.
Someone had to take a goddamn piss. Oh wait, that was you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I role-played the fact that I do actually need to urinate while you transform into a brontosaurus.
Very realistic.
Yeah, at least that was useful.
Peachy with the
wow.
unrealistic RP. Psh.
Wow.
How dare I? How dare I?
You were also a banana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was at least great.
Oh,
Can't you
so
be-
the banana was fine. Taking a leak, not fine. That's
Yeah,
not
exactly. Because
Technically-
like a banana humors us.
Technically, he didn't even do the whole banana thing. That was Ori that actually put a banana illusion on him. So you were a placeholder.
Much like in this show and my true life.
Zagargus! No. Charlie.
Hi, I'm Tala, but people also call me Charlie because, you know, it's cool to have multiple identities. Hi, I play Ori. And I'm a game developer student. That was hard to say.
How's it going, by the way? You study?
It's okay. It's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to learn, and not making a lot of games yet.
You said you're doing the 3D stuff sooner too, right?
Yeah, tomorrow. So we're
Okay.
starting in Maya and stuff, and I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of ugly cups and tables to make.
I made a 3DS
Let
in
me-
Maya once.
Yeah, let me know.
proud.
Let me know what your first project is. I'm curious if they just have the exact same curriculum as I had. Like,
They just let us create something whatever we wanted. Like they just
We
said,
had-
give what do you like, make it.
well, the typical starting project with any animation class is a squash and stretch project, which is usually a bouncing ball.
Yeah, but we did that in
I've-
Flash.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done a bouncing ball.
Yeah, the
It was
principles of squash and stretch are important when you do animations. So that's the first project usually.
Step
But
one
did you
to
do
two
that in
physics.
Maya?
Yeah.
For the bouncing ball, for me, I actually used Maya as well back in the day.
Oh, okay. No, we used Flash. Our school loved
Well,
Flash.
I mean, I went to like a straight up art school, and we had 3D animation, we had 2D animation, so I did.
Yeah, we too, but like the Maya came afterwards, so we didn't have to do like the baby stuff.
So we did
anymore.
the ball in the hand, and we had to do the ball like leaving the hand and going up into the air and squash and stretch there. That's where we had to start from for the 2D animation. The thing that I think, because like I told you before, I did the 3D stuff for a long time before I went to college, and I started in 3D. Well, I started in a really old program. I don't even think it exists anymore, but it was like a budget 3D program. It was called True Space, and then I went to 3D Studio Max, and they're very different interfaces going from 3D Studio Max to Maya. Like the lighting worked really differently, so I was so confused when I was doing the lighting in Maya that I couldn't make anything look right. I was like, I hate this fucking program. It's like, I'm going to work at 3D Studio Max at home. I'm going to do all of the projects in 3D Studio Max. And then my instructor was like, I don't care. Whatever works.
I feel like it shouldn't matter as long as you get your shit done, right?
Pretty much. And didn't you start up a new Instagram for people to... Oh, no, that was Anna. Shit. Fuck. Charlie, you have an Instagram already for art.
I do.
What is
Oh,
it?
these artists, they all look alike, don't they, Wack?
I check it every day.
But I don't update it a lot because I'm
I know. I keep meaning to be rude to you and tell you to put more fucking shit up, but then I feel like,
it comes and goes.
So what we're saying, Charlie, is put more stuff up on your Instagram.
Yeah, please.
I mean, it used to be only selfies, but
Now it's
now
art
it's
selfies.
art. Yeah.
What about an art selfie?
Self-portrait?
I don't know.
Do you?
I don't do art.
Have you ever been to Concept Art? Have you ever been to that website? I think it's conceptart.org. One of the guys that was one of the main contributors for that site, Android, he did a series of self-portraits for, I want to say, 100 days. He did one self-portrait every day. Yeah. Fucking a brutal schedule, but he stayed up with it, and they all looked super different and weird, and he went like some of them, he's like, I'm only going to use this one weird brush to do the entire self-portrait. And
I think I might have seen it somewhere come by.
You wouldn't learn a lot from just doing self-portraits. I
You'd
mean,
think
you learn
so?
to draw faces, but
You'd think so, but he actually said it was a really interesting experience.
maybe he just knew a lot of
and
other stuff.
he learned a lot about himself too. It's an interesting challenge. Taking on challenges like that is good as an artist. Zagonica,
Just draw 100 days of Peachy. Just like Peachy, but 100 days. Imagine. You'll totally lose your mind at the end of it. It's great.
You realize Tella draws me a lot because she's my commissioned artist for my channel.
A lot of
I'm
French.
sorry.
She's seen
Dylan.
some shit. That's the face. That's the face. I've seen some things. I know.
Tella, my Tinder's looking terrible. Can you redraw my taint? Thanks.
I don't think you quite
It's like-
captured it.
Why?
If it's a drawing of a dick, it's not. It's like not sexual harassment.
Then why are you asking for all the reference pictures?
It's just hard to nail down.
Because it's hard to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you want to make sure that you don't underrepresent the dick flora.
Great show, guys.
Speaking of Dick Flora, Zagonicus, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Scoticus. Everyone says it different. It's fine. You've heard it though, so you shouldn't.
Wait,
Although
how do you
people
say
who-
it correctly?
How I just said it. How I say it every time I say hi, I'm Scoticus.
Scoticus. Do I say it wrong?
Scoticus.
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 Yeah, but people say it wrong all the time, and even when they've heard me say it, they still say it wrong. I get Z-cots a lot, a whole lot, and it's just because people aren't used to seeing the Z next to another consonant. Really, they're like, "What? What is this? Is he Polish?" And then they just go from there. No, I'm not Polish. I'm Scottish. I play Kelvin Ironbrew. He's a mountain dwarf alchemist, and if his friends didn't abandon him, then things may have been different last episode. But things, that is how it is, and we'll see what we can do this episode.
Sound pretty salty there.
I don't care.
Because
I don't care. Look at me, do I look like I care?
I care a little bit that I didn't get inspiration for trying my hardest not to meta after taking a pee. I'm still a little salty about that. Real salty.
It's a rough
Inspiration's like the least used thing in 5e. Like people, every time I played it,
Yeah,
people
you know
forget
what it's
about it.
like.
Even when
you
I'm a
have
GM, I
people-
forget about it.
I'm joking.
one. No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's not like he can take inspiration off me.
It's fine.
I'm really spicy today. I'm gonna
Everything
tone it
is just fine.
I think in those situations, Wack, where you want to take inspiration off of someone, you should just give it to yourself.
Yeah, just fucking give myself advantage. What the hell?
Yeah, it's kind of like the opposite, right? Because it's only going to be a hindrance to the players. Just
True.
use it on that one person.
Truth. Welcome everybody to Turn Order the Seventh Eon. Turn Order Warped was yesterday. In case you didn't know, I just have to switch my brain over. Get myself in the right mindset for some Seventh Eon today because the characters have been through some shit. They've been through some shit. If you haven't done so, please follow all these wonderful people. And I may have some news on a possible person joining the squad. That might be happening. That might be a thing soonish. Might have a thing with the thing and the stuff and the thing. So I hope that you're prepared for that because it should be very interesting. I'm looking forward to having somebody else join us, and that's looking very much like a possibility. But last session, why don't we go over what happened last session? Because there's probably some people that didn't watch or maybe need an update. Last session, the characters fought a very scary individual, a possessed jade ape. They have been on the hunt for the jade monkey mask. And they did find it. And they found it with their faces. More specifically, Drab found it with his face. I think, how many times did you get hit in the first round? I want to say 3 or 4. It was a good chunk of the times. You're
and he
muted.
was a banana.
Yeah, you were
A
also.
bite. A bite and 4 attacks.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know if all of them hit you, but it was a lot.
I went from 69 health to like 4, I think.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was a brutal encounter. Several characters took a lot of damage, and things were rough, but they managed to defeat the possessed jade ape, collect themselves the green monkey mask, and return back to the city of Kazakhs in Zahuraz, where Drab and Kelvin were ahead of the group. They took a bit of a rest, and Drab went to go pee. And while he did that, Kelvin was assaulted by the hunter, put to sleep via strong poison, and the mask was stolen. The characters met back up, brought Kelvin to the omnipresence, and got him healed. And they met up with Eldred Everflow to speak to him of the news. And that's where we left off for the last session. You guys were escorted to Eldred Everflow's office inside the omnipresence. So he's led you into the office, and he says, I would appreciate it if you could explain to me what has been going on. Kha'Zix has been in chaos, and I feel that you have had no small part in that.
No, we had pretty much no part in it. Well, maybe we lessened it somewhat. Did you realize you had a pretty powerful drow running around your city?
There are drow that come to this city on occasion. Why would you say that this person is any more powerful than the rest?
Well, I don't recall that a lot of people died to weird chimera-like creatures.
Yeah, those. Did you find the bodies of those? That's Shasuva, large dogs. Scorpion tails smell a bit.
Ah. I received a report from Thamiel Brightbane about some strange creatures from the northern side of town. A note
those were
was
his
left,
pets.
and he looks towards you, Drab, and he says, "Ah, yes, you fit the description. You are Drab?"
Yes, Lord.
Yes. We received the note. The creatures are being studied as we speak.
Sorry
Did
to
you
interject,
capture them?
Lord, but something a little bit more pressing.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's right. So we don't have that. Oh, no.
Right.
Well,
Why don't we start from the beginning?
okay. So you wanted. Right. Good point. So you wanted us to stop the angry.
Not that far back. There's a load of monkeys. They're gonna kill everyone in the city. We went to try and stop it. The drow stole the thing that's going to stop it. We're all screwed.
And there's going to be a big plague killing everyone if we don't stop the monkeys.
The arcane
Today.
wasting. Yeah.
Like soon.
Sunset. After sunset.
Very soon.
Couple of hours. 2.
Yeah.
Maybe less now than that we've been talking.
What are you saying?
Okay,
The arcane-
listen. We gotta tell the truth. Remember that there was something about a missing mask, something that got stolen. The mask is used to turn creatures rabid. They attack people, they change. We try to take the mask back because that is the thing that they need, that the world doesn't turn into a plague world. But the mask got stolen by this hunter from Marang, or what was the city again?
I mean, I just said that, Ignia. I literally
Marat.
just said that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't know about the mask, and I know that you didn't want to hear about the mask, and you didn't want us to go to the mask, but the mask is the only thing that can help it.
The mask was the
figured
problem.
item would
I
work
spoke
well.
no such details of a mask to you.
We kind of
Wait, what
figured
was it?
them out on our
It was a
own.
I thought it was-
completely different person. You were getting
Oh,
very
it
confused.
was Bright. It was Brightbane was the one that
I
talked
thought
about
with
the
him.
mask.
That was
But
the
we
trap.
figured if one of the omnipresents telling us to hush about it.
What do you
then the
know
other-
of the masks?
Well, the masks were, long history here, and they represented different city states, and they also might be conduit to demonic powers.
And now we don't have it.
And you
so-
had one of the masks in your possession.
For a very short time.
Why didn't you bring it to me immediately?
We went here.
Well,
and
that's what we did, but it
Well-
got stolen.
Yeah,
By the
we were,
drow.
yeah.
I
Very much.
thought that the Iron Foxes were supposed to be a guild of competent people, not one of buffoons.
How
See, there was
dare
this
you
little
insult us?
problem of red tape everywhere where we were told not to look for masks. Even though we knew it was a problem, we were told to shut up about it.
You should have
You've
come
cast
to me
magic in this
immediately.
Well, do you know, somebody suggested that. I wonder who that was. All right, that was me. I was just looking around at everyone else.
We had 4 hours to get the bloody mask, Kelvin. We had to get the mask.
The alchemists think alike.
Suck up.
So he's sort of pacing about with his hand on his chin.
Yeah.
He sits down on his desk and he says, "When I hired the Iron Foxes, the last thing that I expected was for the masks of Zahuras to take center stage. The masks of Zahuras are some of the most powerful magical artifacts in the world, and some of the most secret. They have been lost for a very long time.
Then I may ask, why is this whole city so obsessed with them? Why do so many people know of these unknown masks?
I wish that I could tell you. When I hired the Iron Foxes, the very last thing that I expected was to deal with the masks.
Well, nobody told us about this either.
Had I known, the omnipresence itself would have moved on this. The masks are ancient and powerful. What I'm about to tell you is a secret that is held to the highest echelons of our society. The omnipresence and no other are privileged to this information. So when you tell me that these masks are active and that people are hunting them, then it means that there is corruption within our ranks, and that I can trust no one. He motions towards the door, and the guards that are here close the door, and they leave the room. And he says, "The masks of Zahuras are the foundation of our society. Long ago, the masks were taken by power and force, strength of arms, and eventually strong individuals took control of them, and they governed their own provinces in Zahuras. There were 5 masks, each containing immense power over the wildlife of Zahuras, and some holding more. The texts in regards to these masks have been collected and destroyed. Only through the omnipresence alone have the stories of these masks been passed down. These 5 masks have their own powers, but if collected, they can, in fact, have their powers multiplied. If the Jade Mask has been found and taken, then I can only assume that the others are being found as well.
Yeah, he definitely knows about at least the Blood Raven.
And the Jade now. He
And now
has
he's got
it.
the Jade one. So,
But I don't think he has the Blood Raven yet because he also tried to make us find it for him.
oh, we should probably tell you he's has some sort of divination magic tracking us.
Tracking you? And that
Yep,
is how he obtained the mask.
Yep,
Don't you
something
have some
powerful.
sort of obfuscation spell of some sort?
Yep.
But we
Can't
were
use it
red-
in the city though.
Can't use it in the city. Can't use magic in the city. I tap my badge. See?
If you had come to me previously, I would have assured that any restrictions given to you by Thamiel Brightbane were removed.
Sounds like coming to see you would have been a really good idea.
Sounds like you probably knew that would happen. You probably should have done it anyway. With all respect, Lord.
The very last thing I would have expected was that the masks were behind our problems. They are far more powerful than a few people being attacked along trade routes, merchants losing their life. Such things are prone to happening in the jungle.
Well, the drow fella, he goes by the hunter. He serves the master, and they're from Marak or Karam. I can never remember which way it is. But
They're from Karam.
yeah, and it seems like they're looking to steal them all. But yeah, he's got divination magic. I don't know exactly what it does, but at least
You could
tracks
probably
us.
find him though.
This
Maybe.
master. I've heard tale of dark dealings occurring in Karam. The master has his or her hands in everything, it seems.
Yeah. It's not a nice place, Karam.
Very
Oh,
well.
but important thing. So there was these other fellas who wanted the mask back. I guess they must have been the guardians of it. Big white monkey fellas. And if they don't get the mask back in the next couple of hours, then they're going to spread the arcane wasting through the city.
Slams his hands down on the desk and he says, "The arcane wasting."
Yep.
You know what it is?
Oh, he does. I can tell.
The arcane wasting is a plague that occurred many, many centuries ago. It is an end to magic. If the wasting occurred in Zahuras, the very capital of magic in Talanis, I can't imagine what would happen. The very world itself would feel the ramifications.
It's a big deal. I tried to tell them.
Can you help us in any way? Can you send soldiers or, I don't know, help us find the mask again?
Even then, we need more time.
I am giving Kelvin a very disapproving look right about now.
We were told by these white apes that we had until sunset. It looks to be about a half hour off.
That's even worse. We can't just let them do this. We have to stop them somehow. I guess.
They're kind of hard to reason with, if you remember.
We can tell that the mask is not with us. Tell them that the hunter has it.
And then they would just release the plague anyway.
Well,
We don't know that.
actually, they've got good noses. They might be able to grab his scent off me, since they already know what I smell like. They've got my scent. Maybe they'll be good at tracking him. Maybe they can help us.
But if they then have the mask, what would they do with the mask?
Probably what they were doing with it before, keeping it in a hole or something. Wasn't
Do
until they
you-
lost it the trouble started.
He says, "Wait a moment. These apes that you speak of, they were albino."
Aye. And big fellas as well.
And they spoke?
Yes.
After a fashion.
There are some texts on this. Purely in the forbidden section of the Pinnacle Tower. Much of the Omnipresence's research is done there. It is forbidden to any that do not belong as part of the council. I think what we must do is I must warn the council of a potential plague. We will speak nothing of the masks. I will let the
Better
council
hurry.
know about this plague.
You just want to wait until the plague hits us?
No. We will erect a barrier around Kazakhs.
What about outside of Kazakhs?
You can see him, like, his jaw muscles tense. Outside Kazakhs, I'm afraid everyone must fend for themselves.
That's terrible.
Maybe
Do
we
you
can-
have another suggestion?
Maybe we can go speak to the monkeys and
What if we go speak to the monkeys, but you still prepare that barrier?
we'll try and convince them to hunt down the hunter. Maybe even just buy you a little bit of time at the very least. Make sure you've got your barrier all the way up.
Very well. I'm giving the Iron Foxes another chance.
It's nice.
I hope we can use magic while we're at it.
And he says, I will see to it that the restrictions are lifted from your
Okay.
badges.
How will we know when it's lifted?
He says, the color of the gem will change.
Fine. I'd say we hurry. We don't have
Uh,
much time.
Any other information or bargaining chips or anything you can give us to help speak to the monkeys? Anything at all?
I don't know who they are or what they seek beyond the mask. How am I to provide bargaining chips without this information?
It's fine. It's fine. Right. We'll be off then. Best of luck to you.
Very well. I shall call the council. And you can see that he's got this sort of very Lord of the Rings looking kind of orb sitting on a pedestal. And he starts to swirl his hand around the orb, and this sort of hum starts to emanate from it. And he wraps his knuckles on the orb 3 times, and this sort of reverberating tinny sound echoes from the orb. And you can hear his voice increase in volume as if magnified by thaumaturgy. Council of the Omnipresence, presence. We have the most urgent of matters to address. A plague may be set upon Zahuras, and the barrier must be raised. Please prepare yourselves. I will send word. It is of the utmost importance. Do not fail, or Kazakhs may be doomed. And he looks towards you and he says, "Go."
Right then.
As you look down, you can see the color of your gem change on your badge from a sort of, I forget what color it was originally, but it turns to a purple color now.
Okay, let's be off then.
I mean, I still feel like they're not doing enough for the civilians.
Well, we're
Majority
going
of
to try
them are
to.
in. Yeah, that's our job. This
But should it not be the government's job to take care of its citizens and not just
Well-
fend for themselves?
they're helping as many as they can, but
I don't think they are.
What's they gonna do, Ori?
I don't know.
yeah.
Let's go see some bloody monkeys then.
Yeah. Head back out to the monkey meeting place on the Jade Road, I think it was.
Meeting. Monkey meeting.
Monkey meeting.
Should turn you into banana again so you can just, be a bit friendly.
Wow. Racist much?
Wow.
Your people.
Let's try and just be completely honest with these monkeys. Just don't think they're ones for bullshit.
They don't react well to words, though, do they?
No, I'll ask them to sniff me. Maybe that'll work.
You're a weird guy, Kelvin.
I don't really recommend that you ask anyone to sniff you ever, Kelvin.
Just give him a confused look and keep on walking.
Kind of
The
smells
Jade
like an
Roads.
orchard on fire.
So
Anyhow,
what's the plan?
we're
we're
just
gonna-
gonna
Yeah.
head at their meeting place, right?
Yeah, gonna meet the monkeys.
I would say we're gonna try and ask them if we can offer them help to find it, and then we.
Ooh, on the way, is there a place to buy spell slots?
I know, we got unlimited doesn't matter.
So, there are many magical shops. If you guys would like to try to spend money,
We don't have time.
Got like half an hour, and I only want something that isn't for sale.
I mean, I'm not feeling that great.
Shh. Shh.
How long have we been
Kelvin
chilling?
doing this, like,
Fine.
And I'm like almost fainting, and I'm like,
Have we been
I need to sit down.
relaxed for like an hour?
not really.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that either.
No, I'd say it's been a pretty tense hour.
I'm just gonna
Um,
like wipe some blood coming out of my nose. I'm fine. I'll be okay.
The monkeys know me, so I guess let me do the talking to begin with, and we'll go from there.
Is that Kelvin, there are many things that you are good at.
But
Yeah.
talking is not one of them.
I can talk like the best of them.
Often words that people don't want to hear, or phrases, hand gestures, certain pictographs. I've seen many things. Well, that could be construed as offensive, or perhaps not the best to use in certain circumstances.
We understand
Well-
you didn't grow up in a very polite society, and no one has taught you the right way to.
You're an acquired taste,
I
Kelvin.
can't account for your delicate sensitivities.
What about everyone
That
else in the
doesn't
world's
matter.
delicate
Use
sensitivity?
those kind of words. I think if you use those kind of words, maybe people will like you more.
Ouch.
Like is probably the wrong word. Respond better to you, I think is what Ori meant to say, wasn't it, Ori?
So what you're saying
No,
is, all right,
not at
I'll
all.
just keep my mouth shut then. I'll let you deal with it. I mean, I was right, and I told you so about going to see Everflow.
Yes,
Multiple
right. And these
times.
microaggressions are really helping. Let's go.
I just like grumble to myself at the back of the pack now. They want to do, they can fucking do.
These guys are all like broken and busted and just like really fucked up and hurt. Ignea's fine. She's just like she's got like one scratch like right here, just like a little tiny one.
I mean,
didn't even break the skin.
I mean,
Happy.
I mean, it can only turn into one thing anymore. So if this fucks up, then we're fucked.
I mean, if we're gonna fight, like if they just kind of like blow on me, I'm just gonna fall. I'm sorry, but this is. I'm very.
So let's make sure that we don't have to fight them.
How long is the walk?
It's pretty far. I mean, you
Speed
guys.
walk.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, we're talking like a
Yeah.
it's at least like a quarter of a mile or so.
It's only a
Half a kilometer.
It's like what, a 15-minute walk, maybe?
Maybe we
No,
should just
not
walk
even.
instead of talking
even.
about
Yeah,
how
it's-
long it will take.
Yeah,
Just
it's,
walk.
It's,
you know?
it's,
Oh
it's-
yeah, it's like 5 minutes.
Let go.
Okay.
I put my arm around Kelvin's shoulders. Kelvin, did I ever
Way-
tell you
way
about
down.
the angry short man and the whore? As we leave and go to the monkeys.
Oh, am I allowed to talk now?
Look, Kelvin, look, all right. You know what you're doing, mate, all right? They're just suggesting that negotiations aren't really your forte. Huh?
Drab has a certain way with words, Kelvin.
They're not pretty, but they work.
I think it's probably the way that he looks. He usually makes everybody laugh. I mean that in a good way, Drab. Like you your face is funny. Wait, you have a certain you make everybody, you're very funny. You smile, and like there's way too many teeth for Belmorn. Like he's trying way too hard to smile.
Funny how.
Do we have time to talk about this? Should we get going? Am I
We're
there?
already going.
Yeah, you guys are walking. You guys,
Are you feeling all right, Ori?
this is normal. This is just like chat. This is like chatting as you guys are walking. You're trying to. Sort of...
I hit my head a lot, so I'm like, are we walking? Are we? And I am walking.
My hand.
Wow. Oh, okay. I see.
Right. So, you guys continue onwards down the Jade Road, outside of town. And you just kind of... What do you do?
Well, we're just gonna wait outside of town and see if we see the monkeys.
I take my I take like my cloak off, and I just wave it above my head.
It's like
Maybe they'll
really
smell me.
sweaty.
Yeah, like sweat flying off it, like spraying everyone.
As we get outside, I ritually cast Liam's tiny hut.
You ritually cast that, so that's about 10 minutes to make that happen. And again, Drab, what does it look like when you do this? How do you do this?
So I draw a circle, like on the floor, in chalk, and just sort of step away from it, and just look out into the distance, and then as I look back, it goes, and a little D just goes above it when it's completed. It looks like
A
it's been
little
built from the
D?
bottom up. Yes, a little D. A
Little
double D.
dick.
2 Ds. Just whoosh. It
Did
like
you get-
builds from the bottom up.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely your
Yeah.
face that's the funny part. So yeah, you draw this like really detailed drawing of a hut on the ground. It takes you 10 minutes. On some of the cobbles, I guess, that lead out of Kazakhs, because it's a fucking jungle and there's just kind of cobbles on the road as it leads out, and eventually becomes a trail. But yes, this Liam's tiny hut is created. It looks like a thatch roof kind of hut.
I'm
Hut.
going to quickly change into a eagle, and I'm gonna see if I can fly above to see if I see the monkeys.
Okay. Give me a perception check, and I believe eagles have some bullshit, like you get advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, 21.
Didn't matter anyways.
So, you fly up high into the air, soaring, and through the trees, you can see that there are lots of sort of disturbances around. Like, probably as you're flying, you can see flocks of birds that have sort of been that have kind of like left the trees. There's a lot of those sort of like evil omens that are kind of happening. You know, when you see like that giant like mega flock of birds,
Yeah.
that people always associate with like, oh god, something bad's about to happen. That's happening right now. There's like way too many
And
birds in the air.
It seems to be from one specific area, or
They're kind of
multiple?
converging. Lots of birds are sort of flying up from the trees, as you're kind of like looking for the monkeys, these apes, which are again different from monkeys. The apes are not to be seen.
I don't see anything weird on the floor. Like waste.
On the ground? No. You don't see any apes.
Well, I actually meant more like, do I see any waste or whatever that looks like? Do I know how something like that would look like? The plague? Would it affect nature as well?
I don't think that you got any information for what for what the plague looks like.
Okay.
I think your probably general assumption is that it won't necessarily have a direct impact on the environment as opposed to magic.
I thought it would. Okay. Well, I go back down.
At least that's what Kelvin told you when he researched it.
Yeah. I fly down. I don't see the apes or anything. There's a lot of activity from birds, though. Definitely feels like something is going on.
I think they'll come to us. That my scent should be on the wind by now, so they made that seem important. That's why they
definitely
took
in
us
the
in.
wind, Kelvin. Yep.
I mean, if they're coming, then why didn't I see anyone?
Well, they managed to get in and out of the city without being seen, so I guess they've got their ways. Being sneaky.
How about we yell for them? Call them out?
Has it been like 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
A short rest is 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Fadoodles.
I mean, we don't know where they're going to be, and our best bet's we wait for them to come to us.
So
Are
we
we
wait
just
then.
gonna sit here?
Can I ritually cast legend lore to find out information about the waste?
Let's see. I'm not sure
So-
what that spell does.
There's the information there.
It's so funny. I was having a conversation with one of the DMs for the Salt Mine community, Ree. She was talking about Xanathar's guide and how it adds like it adds like a bunch more spells and things. And I'm just like, God, I can't even fucking remember half of the spells that are in 5th edition as it is. And now there's more. And I'm like, that was probably one of the areas that I didn't think was lacking, like in D&D. So I'm like, there's more spells? Holy shit. Which is pretty crazy. So let's take a look here. Name or describe a person, place, or object the spell brings to your mind. A brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. Okay. I think, yeah, you could... From your knowledge of this spell and the fact that you've cast it before, you know that probably could be of a significant help here.
I'm gonna ritually cast that then. 10 minutes.
Okay. I feel like this is like you drew this chalk circle for the Leoman's tiny hut, and you sort of like casting a ritual for legend lore. Is this you just like telling stories to yourself? Like.
Oh, like mumbling to myself as I'm doing my other stuff.
And this is like how you remember stuff, like, you know, like you're telling yourself, you know.
I do that all the time IRL though.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a thing, mustn't forget to do the stuff with the vacuum cleaner. Cleaning, that's the thing. Must. Ooh, this is nice.
Yeah. So Drab is totally just like mumbling to himself in the background. This is something he does all the time. You guys are just kind of used to it. He talks to himself a lot. It's a little scary, let's be honest. So,
there's nothing wrong with enjoying the sound of your own voice.
I want to sit down and pray to Bahamut because I'm feeling kind of bad.
Okay.
Because I hit my head probably a lot of times.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll go sit down
Belmorn
for
kind
now.
of joins you. He's not looking great either. Yeah, he used a lot of spells too. He's not looking great.
Yeah, this is not going well.
We've had a rough day. Don't worry, Ori. We'll get through it.
Yeah, but what if getting through it means like not making it? As in,
You can't think that way, Ori. You have to stay positive.
But I almost died. Several times.
You never know when death will come. The only thing you can do is try to be your best.
I'm not even best at my best. It's, you know...
You undervalue yourself. You're a part of the Iron Foxes. You're a part of this group. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah. I'll just go back to praying. Your fucking cat is so cute.
She's that loud?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear it at all.
Belmon's bedside manner leaves a lot to be desired. I nearly died. We're all gonna die, Ori.
Fucking deal with
Everything.
it, girl.
Well,
Anything. We're all pathetic. We're probably gonna die in the next 5 minutes, actually. I feel ill. Do you feel? I feel terrible.
Well, Drab was doing his ritual. I want to do enhanceability as a ritual.
Okay. And what are you enhancing?
Um,
And who are you enhancing?
I'm enhancing Drab, and I'm going to give him Eagle's Splendor. So you don't hear we get. So it's basically just me walking around him in a circle going with a feather, like tapping him on the head.
The fuck are you doing, Kelvin?
You're splendid.
Well, I know.
And like at the end of the ritual, I just take the feather and I tuck it into his mustache, so it's coming out one side. There you go.
I asked you again. What the fuck are you doing?
Do you have him? Let me check my bag. I want to see if I've got anything. Scholars pack.
Why do I need this in my mustache?
I don't have it. I pull out my dagger and I like use the reflection of it. Look at yourself. Show you a reflection of my shiny polished dagger.
Kelvin,
Huh?
if there's one
Yeah.
thing I don't need, it's to be told how fucking beautiful I am.
Looks like it's working.
Yep, completely different, Kelvin.
Your teeth like sparkle. Like
Yeah.
Can I attempt to look splendid in front of him?
yeah, your head does the like the Instagram tilts like without thinking about it. You do like the little face touches, you know.
I just press digitation to basically put a filter on me.
Sure. Okay. And you guys start your rituals and whatnot. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back, and let's see what happens in 5 minutes. Stay tuned, everybody, for more Turn Order the Seventh Eon, episode number 13. Back in just a little bit. Hang tight.